Okay guys, we're going to see what comes in this box with this Saker mini electric chainsaw. We have our instruction manual. It seems to be well written. There's the safety section, electrical safety, personal safety, the chainsaw safety warnings, and the instructions for the battery cartridge, assembly, looks like how to tension the chain, lubrication, cleaning, a little bit of everything, and the maintenance also. Let's see, we got our charger, little wall plug charger, and looks like the lube oil for the bar and chain, little wrench, a small Phillips screwdriver, and I'm assuming that's for adjusting the tension on the chain. The 20-volt battery pack. It says 1.5 amp hour. And like the saw itself has a nice flip up chain guard to keep from getting into the chain on the top. I mean, it's spring tension. It's not overly tight, but it would allow you to press right on down through a limb as you're cutting. Right out of the box, the chain blades feel nice and sharp. It's got a little knuckle protector here. Got a safety button, little wrist lanyard. That would come in handy when you're cutting and you need to let it drop. I don't know if see if the battery comes with a little bit of a charge. Locks in nice and tight, similar to a DeWalt battery. Let's see how loud this thing is. Not terribly loud, but it's pretty loud. Probably need to wear some light ear protection while you're running it. I think what we'll do to start with is we'll go ahead and put the battery pack on the charger. We'll see how long it takes to charge, and we'll test this out a little later on after we get the charge on it. Hi guys. This is Jeff with the Willoway Ranch. Today we're going to do a little something different than we normally do on our videos. Here a little while back, my wife Wendy was contacted by a company that makes a tool, and well, anyway, it's called a Saker mini electric chainsaw. They wanted us to do a review on this thing. Now, we don't own anything like this. We've got a couple big chainsaws that we use around the place, but mini electric chainsaw, I figured, well, what could the possibilities be? We'll see what we can do with this thing. So I thought we'd give it a little bit of a review, kind of run it through some paces, and kind of point out the goods and the bads, and at least give you an idea of what we're running, and who knows, if it works out pretty good, maybe you're interested in one yourself. So anyway, I'll go in and get ready to unbox this thing. I got to tell you, at first I was a little skeptical. I've never owned one of these little mini chainsaws, and I've never ran one. Like I say, all we have is we've got a big steel chainsaw and we've got a big Poland chainsaw. But this thing is really well balanced, and it's real easy to get into tight places with it. So it's perfect for limbing, as you can see, out of a fence line, taking these little saplings out. So I don't know, I'm starting to be a little impressed here. Pretty tough, cuts quick, it's real light and maneuverable. I used to use my big chainsaws for this little task, and this thing here is light, and you don't have to pack that big chainsaw around with you. So we're gonna throw some more at it here. Yeah, and it cuts that soft wood like butter. Been smacking myself on top of the head with these limbs when I mow this hayfield. About time I take these things off. It cuts right through this walnut, nice and easy. Wow. One thing for sure, you don't bear into it, you just let the little saw do its job, and boy, it just cuts right through. I've cut several little limbs and stuff so far, and some bigger pieces in the 4-inch range and stuff. Notice that the chain is a little loose. Like any chainsaw, if you run it loose, then you get extra wear on the slot in the bar. So I'm gonna call it and go tighten this chain up, and I'll videotape that. That way you can kind of get a good idea of what it takes to tighten the chain. Anyway, so far I'm pretty impressed. Thing cuts wood like it's butter, as long as you don't bear into it. When you bear into it, then it wants to kind of hang, but if you just lightly give a little bit of pressure, let the saw teeth do their job, boy, it just cuts right through. Anyway, we'll head back up to the house, and we'll tighten that chain, and then I'll kind of give you a little bit of a final review. Okay guys, cut several limbs, and some hard and some real soft. Some of the soft pine, cut some walnut limbs, some of our little brushy spots where we've taken trees out in the fence line. Also some sycamore limbs. Sycamore is pretty soft wood, but the walnut, I'm surprised. Even some of the older, harder, dried walnut, it just chewed right through. So yeah, one thing I noticed, that the saw, even though it's light and everything, you feel like you need to bear into the wood to get it to cut. You really don't. You just light pressure and just let the teeth just eat right through it, and it just cuts right through there. But anyway, I've got a little extra slop. The instruction manual calls for about 2 millimeter, 1 to 2 millimeter of slack in the bottom. So it's this is a little excessive. You get about 5 millimeters of slop here, which even my big chainsaws, you know, after running for a little while, they get a little extra play in the chain. So about every time I sharpen, I put tension back on the chain, bring it back in. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the battery out. I want this thing taken off on us while we're working on it. And I'll loosen this. And I think, yeah, that was the reason why. If you do purchase one of these, double check the nut and make sure that it's tight, that holds the bar on, because that was just barely on. And you see, got a little gear in there that it runs on. Pretty slick. We're going to loosen this tension off of this, and then we're going to make sure that the bar slot's cleaned out. Comes apart nice and easy. Got a nice little cog right up there. It's one of the big reasons why I need to make sure that we lubricate this real good. Personally, I think I'd go with a little bit heavier oil than this little saw is shipped with. Just seems a little light. Maybe it's a little bit warmer today than what it has been. Get that all nice and cleaned out, so get ready to run it again. Be ready to go. There's some stuff in here. Yeah, part of upkeep and maintaining a saw is just keeping it clean more than anything. You get saw chips all over the place. That little guard serves a pretty good purpose. Keeps you from getting your hand inadvertently into the top of the back of the blade, but it also, when this thing's running, it's throwing a lot of chips, and this kind of helps keep from throwing the chips up in your face. As always, make sure you get it facing the right direction. Just enough tension on that chain. Got a little tensioner screw right here. Tighten it up. And it's still a little loose. 1 to 2 millimeters. There you go, that feels about right. And we'll lock it down. There we go. Okay, final thoughts. What do I think of this little Saker mini chainsaw? Let's go through the cons. What I see is cons, not necessarily bad things, but things that maybe could be improved. This little knuckle guard, for one, it serves its purpose. As long as you don't really smack it around, I think it'll be plenty sturdy enough. Protects your knuckles. If dropped, though, it could possibly snap. The lanyard, I'm assuming that the reason they made it so short is so it wouldn't swing and get in the path of the chain itself. It would be nice if it was just about an inch or so longer, doubled over. Just make the hole just a little bit bigger. I've got fairly small hands and I could fit my hand in there, but if I had gloves on, I would have a little bit harder time getting my hand through there. That's really about the only cons that I could see on the thing. It's got plenty of power to do what a small 4-inch bar would do. I think if it had any bigger bar, it would probably be a little underpowered. But I mean, it's perfect. The amount of power for the size of the bar is perfect. I love the Rubberized Grip. That's nice, and it's got a nice little palm swell here that it fits nice in the palm, and you get a good grip on the thing. The ergonomics, the way it's shaped, is nice. It's easy to handle. With the battery snapped in, it's well balanced. I mean, this thing, it feels like a well balanced knife. It fits the hand really good. I like the guard on top. It's got spring tension on it, but it's not so tight with tension that it won't let you push down through a log as it cuts. I mean, it just flips up nice and easy as you're slicing right down through your limbs and stuff. It is just a tad bit on the noisy side, but I don't know any chainsaws that aren't, so you may want to wear some light hearing protection. Yeah, it's a handy little machine. I did look these up on Amazon, and this unit, as it came in the box, one battery, charger, lube oil, the wrenches, the screwdriver, sell for about 80 bucks on Amazon, which is reasonably priced, actually. I mean, at first I was, like I say, I was skeptical, but after I ran the thing, you know, that's a pretty good buy. Anything to save you a lot of horse work with the bigger chainsaws would be a plus, and this thing is definitely a plus. It handles limbs up to 4 inches with no problem. I think you try to cut bigger than that. Of course, with the bigger chainsaws, you can make double cuts and stuff, but I think the intended purpose for this thing is just small limbs and trimming. It's ideal for that. I'm impressed. Like I say, it's well balanced. It's got plenty of power. I've still got all kinds of battery left in the thing. I know right out of the box, put the battery pack on the charger, and the battery must come pretty much fully charged, because it only took about 6.5 minutes to bring it up to a full charge. The little LED indicator on the charge pack, it's red when it's charging, and when it's done it turns bright green, so it's a good indicator that the battery's charged. As with any chainsaw, you know, they're dangerous to run. I mean, these teeth can cut right in real quick. I mean, you see what it did on these limbs, so you definitely want to be careful with it. Wear the proper PPE. Let's see, the chain. I noticed you can buy extra chains for the unit through the Saker company. I think they were $27 for a pair of chains, new chains for it. I did notice that the grind on these teeth are not exactly round, or they don't appear to be round, but our bigger chainsaws, we've got a Poland and a steel. The steel uses a 3/16 file to sharpen the blades, and the Poland, I think it's 5/32. But I think if you could find an eighth inch round file, that would probably be just about right for sharpening this little blade if you were inclined to do so. The extra chains are cheap enough. You could just about change them out. This thing here, it's still plenty sharp with all the trimming and stuff that we've done with it so far today. I expect these, I don't know what kind of material the teeth are made out of, but they're hard, and they definitely hold an edge for quite a long time. All in all, I think this little Saker mini saw is a plus. It's definitely impressed me, and I'm not that easily impressed kind of fella, but would I go out and buy one if I didn't have one? If I had a chance to use one and seen how handy they are, yes, I'd pay the $80 pretty quick. So anyway, it's good buy, good quality. That's my honest review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can always email us. I can answer any questions, so we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, guys.